Hello, hello, hello. How are you doing today? Happy Monday. I hope you're well. Thank you very much for joining me for this live video. We're going to do a short sequence to release your hips if you've been sitting all day perhaps, or maybe depending on what part of the world you're in or when you're doing this, it might be your lunch break or even your morning practice. It's going to feel good, whatever. So just a little point to note, if you've got any injuries, please be very careful. Make sure that you're looking after your own body. Obviously, you're doing this at your own risk because I can't see you and look after you in that way. So please be sure to manage anything you need to manage and take it very slowly and carefully. But it's going to be a super low impact practice, so don't worry too much about that. So a little experiment today. I've got Facebook on one device and Instagram on another device. So hopefully everyone can see me okay. Please feel free to put comments below. I won't be able to answer them till the end of the sequence, but do tag me in them as well, particularly if you're watching on catch up, then I can come back to you afterwards if necessary. So let's start on our backs. We're going to be working with some muscle energy techniques to release the hip extensors and the hip flexors. So we're going to start by hugging the knees in towards you, and you're gently going to press your thighs back into your hands. So we're working first of all with the hip extensors, that's our hamstrings and glutes. And we just want to gently press the thighs into the hands, just to kind of activate in the backs of the legs. Try and relax your lower legs so that they don't get involved. And we just want a really small contraction here, about a 20% contraction. And we're going to hold for about 20 seconds, which I think we've done. And for this one, we're going to alternate between extensors and flexors. So now you're going to place your feet flat on the floor. Hands are going to come on the front of the thighs. And then you're just going to press the thighs back into the hands. And I usually do this by lifting my heels a little bit. So we're gently pressing the thighs into the hands. And now this one is activating the hip flexors. So just deep muscles in there. So we're working with opposing muscle groups today. And this little contraction is going to send some signals to the brain to get muscles firing well, again, in case they've gone to sleep while you've been sitting all day, or perhaps they're just feeling tired for whatever reason. They just need a bit of energizing to get them working well. So let's release. Let's do the extensors again. We're going to do 4 sets in total of each one, but I'm going to add some other exercises in between. So remember, we're just pressing the thighs gently against the hands. The hands aren't pressing back into the thighs. There's just the thighs pressing into the hands. So you're activating in the backs of the legs. So the exercises we're going to do in a minute are going to be complementary to these, and they're going to further release the muscles in the hips, but also get a little bit of strength work in there as well. So let's release that one. Feet flat on the floor, and again we're going to press the thighs into the hands to activate the hip flexors, and we're just holding this for about 20 seconds, and it's just about a 20% contraction, so it's just a really small contraction, 20% for 20 seconds. But you'll notice I haven't got a timer, I'm just roughly guessing what 20 seconds is. All right, so let's release. We're going to do some more of those in a moment, but before we do that, let's just start by marching the legs. So contracting your abdominals all the way around the waist to stabilize, and feel free to move as fast or as slow as feels good to you. You want to make sure your spine is staying in neutral here, and we're really activating the hip flexors some more, which is going to get some more release into the hip extensors. Now you can stay with this variation, or if you like, you can increase the challenge just a little bit, and we're going to go up, up, down, down, and then you can lift the other leg, down, down, up, up, down, down. Remember, you can keep the feet on the floor and keep the marching going if you like. We're going to just do a few more. Down, down, up, up, down, down. Last one, up, up, down, down, and relax. So now we're going to do some bridges, one of my favorite exercises to activate the, to work the extensors, and which will release the hip flexors. So squeezing the glutes, lifting the hips up nice and gently, and releasing back down. And again, squeezing the glutes, lifting the hip up and down. And as you're starting to get warmed up into the exercise, you can lift the hips a little bit higher. Really trying to keep a nice line between your knees and your shoulders. So I'm not arching in the spine. I'm keeping my abdominals contracted, thinking zipped up in between the sternum, the base of your rib cage, and your pubic bone. And trying to relax the low back. Really using the glutes to lift, hamstrings as well, pressing into the floor to lift the hips up, opening up the hip flexors. We're going to do 4 more of these, pressing up and down and squeeze up, relaxing the shoulders, closing the rib cage, and 1 more, lifting up and down and release. So let's come back to our muscle energy technique. Hug the knees in, hug the thighs in, sorry. And again, just pressing the thighs into the hands. So gently relaxing here. Everything's relaxed apart from your thighs, which are just gently pressing into the hands. Again, you're looking for that 20% contraction, just a really small contraction to activate the muscles in the backs of the legs, to get them firing properly, to get them to release if they're feeling tight. And relax, feet on the floor. Hands on the front of the legs and pressing the thighs into the hands. So gently pressing the thighs in the hands. And you can take a moment to relax everywhere else. Relax the shoulders, take a couple of deep breaths. Sometimes I like to count the 20 seconds by doing 3 long deep breaths, counting about 3 in and 3 out. It's not quite 20 seconds, but nearly is. And 1 more of each of these, thighs pressing into the hands. Gentle contraction. Deep breaths, nice and wide across the chest. Hands are relaxed as possible, so it's just the thighs pressing into the hands rather than the hands pressing into the thighs, and relaxing the feet and the lower legs. And then feet down. And then you can press your thighs up into your hands. This is the last one of these we'll do, and then we're going to add in a little bit more of a strength exercise challenge. So while we're doing this, I just wanted to let you know that this week I'm opening my Strong Motion program for new clients and release. So let's go back into we've got 3 options. I'm going to stick with the marching. You're going to do the up, up, down, down, or option 3, if you want to challenge yourself a bit more, we're going to come into straight legs, and we're just going to bring one leg down and then the other leg down. So a little bit of a scissors, and this can be quite a small movement. So as I was saying, I'm opening my Strong Motion program for new clients this week. What is it? It's a 60-day program designed to help you build happy hips and a strong and fluid spine, and relieve any niggles and aches and pains, and reduce the risk of injury, and help you develop a dream practice habit that fits into your own schedule. So if you're interested in that, please comment below or shoot me a private message and I can tell you all about it. Don't forget you're keeping your abdominals contracted, and let's do 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Hopefully you should feel your hip flexors now a little bit. Let's do another version of the bridge. So either you can go back to doing the bridge, or you can do a little heel lift with me. So when I've got my hips up in the air, I'm going to lift the heels up off the floor, or you can even take it a step further and do a little march as well. So we're actually activating the hip flexors as well, which would be fantastic to add on to this. So let's get the hips up. You can just bring them down again if you need to, or you can do a little heel lift and coming back down. And again, lifting up, heel lift, and coming down. Let's keep that going. Really making sure you're using the glutes to get the hips nice and open. Keeping contracted in the abdominals in the front of the body. and down. Let's do a couple more. You can lift the leg if you like, leg up, and down, and again, leg up. You can even straighten the leg if you like. These are all different options. Feel free just to stick to the normal bridge if you like. And down. I'm going to do 2 more. So coming up, lift, lift, and down. Last one. And if you want a little extra challenge, let's hold it up here and we're going to do a little twist, 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 twist. So I'm dropping the hips down. You can bring your hips down anytime you like. For 4, 3, 2, 1. Lift higher and come down. And release. Give your knees a hug in and we are done. So let's have a quick look. I don't think I've seen any comments from anybody. I'm just looking at both little screens here. So hopefully you enjoyed that. Feel free to put a comment or a question in if you would like to add one. Otherwise, I'm going to sign out. And if you're watching this on catch up, please do tag me if you put a question and I will come back to you. And if you're interested in joining me on my Strong Motion program, please do let me know. It's a fantastic program. I had lots of successful results with people over the past year using these muscle energy techniques to build balance, to bring balance to your pelvis, to your spine, to your shoulders even, and relieve aches and pains and niggles. And so I would love to have you join me. Thanks so much for watching and I will see you next time.